Yeah, we've done this the past few years at least.
Leg den ja, sehe ich. Megatree sehe ich noch nicht. Okay, YouTube ist auch da.
Hello and welcome to our 6th annual Rethink the Rink Make-a-Thon, where we're aiming to make hockey a safer sport using material innovation. I'm Tara Zurcher, and this is my colleague, Bob Walker. And today we're coming to you live from Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, before I hand things over to Bob, who is our Covestro resident Rethink the Rink expert, I just wanted to take a moment and let you know that we're accepting questions from the audience. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask our experts from Covestro, the Penguins, and Carnegie Mellon, please enter them into the chat on the social media channel that you are streaming from. Bob?
Yeah, thank you, Tara. It's really a pleasure to be here. I would like to welcome our first guest, which would be my colleague at the Pittsburgh Penguins, Mark Turley. So, Mark, would you join me? Mark, could you start by introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Mark Turley. I work on our partnership teams in the front office for the Penguins. Work with the folks from Covestro since the beginnings of this program, and thrilled to be here today.
Thank you, Mark. Can you talk a little bit about the occurrence of foot and ankle injuries in the sport of hockey, and specifically to the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Well, no one likes injuries, and the game has changed somewhat over the years, where now coaches want more players blocking shots. In other words, before the puck gets to the goaltender, if you block it before it gets to the goal, it has less of an opportunity to go in the net. Common sense type of things. But at the professional level, the puck is coming so hard that when you're blocking a shot with your skate, as an example, you don't have a whole lot of protection there. So you risk broken bones. You never know. Somebody blocks a shot off an ankle bone and they're out for 6 weeks. Nobody likes that.
So yeah, that's a pretty common occurrence, obviously. So what is the technology that currently exists, and how do you deal with that?
It really is player to player. A lot of the players don't like to put any extra material into their skates at all. It adds weight to the skate. It adds bulk. In their minds, it slows them down. They're looking for every edge they can get. So some players won't even wear socks. But more equipment managers, especially for defensemen, are case to case, player to player, putting plastic or other materials into the skates to block it. It's not uniform. It creates a layer of protection on the skate, but again, some players don't like it because it may slow them down.
So it sounds like we have a real opportunity for innovation in the safety of the sport. If we were able to develop some standard protocol, what would that mean to the Penguins?
Well, ultimately, hopefully, it keeps more players on the ice and not injured. I think, to your point, Bob, more than the previous 5 that we've done, I think, in my mind, this will come down to materials, because materials may make all the difference. A really light material, or one that protects that foot, you're liable to see more players using that.
And that sounds like Covestro. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate you taking the time. I'll turn it back over to my colleague Tara at this point.
Thank you, Bob. And before we interview our expert from Covestro, we're actually going to kick off a short video that explains the challenge in this year's Make-a-Thon.
He was right in the line of fire.
Darlene with the shot that's blocked painfully by Zurcher.
I don't even know if he saw that puck coming in.
Down into the paint is Brock McGinn.
All right, so I have here with me a Covestro expert, Mark Bondi. Mark, could you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about what you do for Covestro?
Sure, Tara, thanks for having me. My name is Mark Bondi. I work in our application development group. I've been with the company about 7 years in our engineering plastics division. So it's been a great opportunity to be part of this event for so many years. Can't believe it's already been 6, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's incredible. So Mark has been a coach for the Rethink the Rink program for the last 6 years running. What are you most excited to see this week from the program?
I think my favorite part is when we see a product kind of come to life and actually use our materials in a real product and see it at the end kind of manufactured. We've had that happen a few times throughout the years, and that just kind of comes down to innovation. Sometimes we're going to have success, sometimes we're going to have failure. And I think this year we're going to have a really good opportunity to use a lot of different Covestro families of products to kind of make something come at the end of this week is going to be really good.
Great. Now, could you talk a little bit about some of the Covestro products that we are giving the students to experiment with?
Yeah, we have a really good cross-section of our different markets this week. There's polycarbonates and some polycarbonate blends. We have our Bay blends here. I know there's TPU as well as some of our cast elastomers. So those will be for some of the more flexible, energy-absorbing type pieces. And then a lot from our polyurethane colleagues. I know there'll be some flexible and rigid foams, some energy-absorbing foams. So it'll be really fun to see how the students combine those all to make kind of a cohesive product at the end.
Absolutely. We can't wait to see it. Last question. I was just wondering, can you tell us a little bit about the role that materials might play in hockey safety?
Sure. So if you think about the players, I mean, they're kind of playing within the boundary. There's really a few different ways that they can kind of elevate their game and also, remain safe while playing the sport. So again, it kind of comes down to all the different properties of each of those materials to kind of keep the player safe. So obviously the visors need to be lightweight and clear. Some of the elbow pads and shoulder pads and different pieces also need to be lightweight, but they have a different component of maybe adding more foam and then polycarbonates in some areas and TPUs in some different areas too. So it's really a good way to, you got to protect the players, keep them on the ice. That's going to be a theme this week. And it's really the only other variable, I guess, to the game that can impact, the way different players play the game.
Excellent. Thank you, Mark.
Sure.
I'm going to hand things back over to Bob.
Thank you, Tara. And I'd like to invite Diana from Carnegie Mellon to join me. And Diana, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi. I am the faculty director for TechSpark, which is the prototyping facility here at Carnegie Mellon University.
Thank you, Diana. Could you talk a little bit about the partnership between Covestro and Carnegie Mellon?
It's a pretty unique partnership because not only does Covestro connect with our students, but they're doing something extra with this make-a-thon. They're really mentoring our students, and that's above and beyond all the other companies that we see who are world-class and connected with Carnegie Mellon.
Really exciting stuff, isn't it? Can you talk a little bit about the makeup of the students this year?
Sure. The majority of the students are in the College of Engineering, and they're ranging everything from freshmen through master's students, so a wide range. They're dispersed through all those levels. But what's also interesting is, in addition to having a lot of engineers from different disciplines, we have a few people from physics and architecture and business and innovation institute, and so it's a perfect grouping of many different backgrounds.
That's fantastic. So at the end of the day, we're giving these students an opportunity for some real life experience. Can you talk a little bit about what that means for them?
Sure. So as a teaching institution, we have classrooms, and we're always giving our students information, often in lecture mode, but this is the hands-on demo. This is the experiential learning that they get to come in, they get to build things, they get to test things, and then they pitch their product at the end of the week. And so this is just an amazing opportunity for them.
That's great. And we've seen how this plays out. We've had some really good successes, and no reason to believe we won't have another week's worth of tremendous success this year as well.
Oh, we sure will.
We will. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you,
Appreciate that. Lastly, I'd like to invite one of our students, Luca, come on in and join us.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I am an electrical and computer engineer here at CMU. I'm currently pursuing an integrated master's and bachelorettes, and I'm a junior.
You are a junior, and you've been through Make-a-Thon before. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is my third year doing the Make-a-Thon, and every year I've been blown away by not only the end result and the projects created by the students, but also the students themselves. It's always, so in my classes, it's usually a lot of just engineers, like especially computer engineers. So being able to interact with, we have architects, we have innovation, we have business, we have all of the above. And just seeing different people's opinions on the same topics is always very, very fascinating.
Fantastic. So what this week are you most excited about?
Well, interacting with other students, but I think this year specifically, this iteration of the event is going to be even more fun because I heard that there's potential for testing, which hasn't been a very large aspect of the previous years. So being able to test by shooting pucks at our gear that we're putting together is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. All right, Luca, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you
you
so much for
joining us. Sure, certainly. And to close things off, I will bring back my colleague, Tara.
Thank you, Bob. So as you can see, we have a really exciting week ahead of us where we're going to be seeing students ideate, prototype, and work on creating a solution for this hockey safety challenge of pucks flying at players' ankles, lower extremities, feet. So we're really excited to see what these bright minds are able to come up with this week. You can keep up with us all week long on social media by following along with the Rethink the Rink hashtag on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And you can also visit our website at www.covestro.us/rethinktherink to learn more. I'm signing off from CMU. Thank you, Bob, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you, Tara. Pleasure to be here.